Soul Streaming Entry 9. Dating myself wasn't a choice, it was a divine assignment. I didn't wake up one day and decide I wanted to date myself. Life chose that for me long before I ever understood what was happening. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every betrayal, every version of me that had to break so I could become. It was all preparing me for this assignment. Loving myself wasn't a cute experiment. It was a calling, a mandate from my soul, a divine rerouting back to the one person I was always meant to return to. And somewhere between the pain that tried to take me out and the healing that rebuilt me, I realized this journey didn't begin with romance ending. It began the moment I understood that choosing myself was the only path that could ever lead me home. If you had one job and one job only, and that job was to love you, to intentionally love and date yourself, I wonder how many people would actually commit to that. Like, really commit. Not the cute quotes and the surface level routines, but the deep, uncomfortable, life changing kind of commitment that forces you to meet yourself every single fucking day. Because if you only knew how much loving yourself, like truly loving yourself, shifts everything inside you, you would understand why it eventually shows up in everything outside of you, too. If you want a partner, if you want connection, if you want a love that feels safe and expansive, it starts here, with you, with how far down you're willing to love yourself. I love myself down. And when I say down, I mean I show up for me with the same seriousness, tenderness, and consistency I always wanted from someone else. There's no doubt in my showing up, no hesitation. There's just, what do you need? What's coming up for us? Why do we feel like this today? You got this. I love you. You are beautiful. I got you. Don't worry. I'm not leaving you. Those little affirmations, prayers, and love notes to myself have become everything because they hold me in ways I didn't even know I needed. They hold pieces of me I didn't realize I had neglected for so long. And the way I've been loving myself, whether it's taking myself out the country, taking myself on dates, spending intentional time with myself, learning intimacy with myself, even sex magic with myself, all of that accumulated energy has become sacred. Everything I once gave out freely or wanted to give to someone else, I've redirected back into me. At first, I didn't fully grasp what I was doing. I knew I needed time to learn about myself and love myself, but I didn't understand the depth of what I was entering. I wasn't trying to love myself based on what I saw growing up or from what I witnessed in others. I was defining what love meant for me by me. And that alone turned into a life-altering experiment, an experiment that became a fucking gold mine. Day by day, moment by moment, I've peeled back layers of past relationships, experiences, trauma, and examples that shaped my old perception of love. And so many of those layers I left behind. They no longer resonated with who I am. And anything that doesn't resonate with me no longer gets to exist in my reality. I have the choice. I'm the creator of my life. So I replace what no longer aligns. I honor what I once believed or acted on, but I fully embrace that I'm not that version anymore. You may have known me then, but that's not who I am now. And as I journey deeper into this gold mine of me, I feel proud. Proud to finally meet who I am beneath everything the world tried to layer on top of me. It doesn't surprise me. It surpasses me. It stretches beyond limits I didn't even know I had. We all imagine that future version of ourselves that are more successful, more aligned, more self-aware. But dating myself has shown me that the future me isn't far away. She's already here, revealing herself through the way I treat myself right now. The truth about how this journey really started. And if I'm being honest, this journey didn't begin when my last heartbreak cracked something open in me. That heartbreak just catapulted me into the experiment. But the journey, the real journey, started years before I even had the language for it. Before lovers broke my heart, my parents broke it first. Not out of malice, but out of their own wounds. out of the versions of themselves they hadn't healed yet. And then life kept adding layers. The kind of heartbreak that doesn't always come from romance. The heartbreak that comes from being sexually abused, from being stalked, from being objectified and seen as something to chase instead of someone to honor, from friendships built on envy instead of love, from betrayal that left me questioning my own intuition, from grief that felt like a lifetime of loss condensed into one body. All of that had to happen, not because I deserved pain, but because every fracture became a doorway. Every heartbreak pushed me closer to myself. Every wound rerouted me back to the truth. Every version of me that shattered made room for the woman I'm becoming now. So when I finally said I'm going to date myself, I didn't realize I had already been preparing. I had already been walking toward this moment every time my heart broke. Every time I had to rebuild myself from the inside out. Every time I chose to keep loving despite the disappointment. Every time I had to pick up pieces no one helped me carry. The experiment didn't start with my last heartbreak. It started the first time life taught me that no one was coming to save me. And instead of taking the easy road by collapsing into victimhood, numbing myself, or pretending I didn't play a role in the energy I invited, so I chose the harder, cleaner, more honest path. The one where I acknowledge my part without carrying the weight of someone else's unhealed wounds. The one where I refuse to internalize blame for the way others treated me. Because their behavior was a reflection of their own shadows, not my worth. And instead of turning me cold, it turned me inward. It turned me spiritual. It turned me open. It turned me back into myself. It made dating myself not a cute idea, but a destiny. Lessons in loving my mind, body, soul, and spirit. One of the biggest lessons I've learned about loving on my mind is how easy it is for me to tap into my imagination. How natural it is for me to drift into possibilities and timelines that other people would never think to access. I've learned that trusting myself to think outside the box is a real superpower of mine, and one I will never take for granted again. I've learned how to detach from certain versions of myself that can walk timelines within my mind and continue to alchemize energy from past lifetimes. I've learned how to be the creator of my own thoughts in a way that serves my highest good instead of allowing negative thoughts and illusions to take up residence in my mind like they pay rent. Loving on my mind has shown me that I am never trapped because I always have access to new thoughts, new visions, and new realities the moment I choose them. Loving on my body has shown me that we all choose our bodies for individual reasons, individual lessons, and individual expansion. And no matter what stage my body is in, or what transition she's moving through, every single version is loved, perfect, and exactly what she needs to be in that moment. I've learned to honor my body in ways that feel good to me, and to listen instead of force, to let slowness be sacred, to move with intention instead of comparison. My pace is my frequency, and my body only blooms when she feels safe. I'm learning to come home to the parts of me I abandoned during survival seasons, to nourish my body without punishment or extremes, to stop shaping myself for outside eyes and start shaping myself for comfort, alignment, and intimacy with me. I'm learning to let cycles be cycles, to let neutrality be enough on days I don't feel in love with her, to release shame when I soothe myself, and to remember that my body is my first indicator, always communicating, always guiding. I'm not depriving myself, not overindulging, just honoring what feels aligned, moment to moment, breath to breath. What I've learned about loving on my soul is that I carry the energy of love. I am love, and that's another quiet power of mine. One I didn't always understand, but one I finally learned to embrace. Being soul-led sometimes makes me feel lonely or misunderstood. But in reality, I'm just being saved for the right moment, the right rooms, and the right people in divine timing. I've learned I have access to so many facets of my soul that I can use to my advantage in this reality through ancient wisdom, intuition, remembrance, and my strong inner knowing. I've learned my soul will never forget the mission, even when I get tired or confused. It will always remind me that I'm in alignment no matter what illusion is playing out in front of me. My soul keeps the receipts of who I am, even on the days I forget. And the lessons I've learned about loving on my spirit, woo, child. This is truly where my magic lives. This is where my mysticism sits heavy and proud. Loving on my spirit has shown me how naturally I move between worlds and how I read energy without trying, how I catch messages in the smallest signs, how spirit speaks to me through animals, numbers, dreams, water, the sky, and even silence. I've learned that my spirit is ancient, powerful, and deeply guided. I've learned that my gifts of intuition, my clear cognizance, and my ability to feel timelines and energetic shifts are not coincidences. They're confirmations. I've learned that my spirit upgrades itself when I surrender, not when I hustle. And based on everything I've lived and recorded on my soul streaming journey, I now know that my spirit is always ushering me into the next version of myself long before I physically arrive there. My spirit is the part of me that doesn't flinch, doesn't fear, doesn't fold. The part of me that remembers my power when my mind forgets, that holds my hand when my body is tired, and that whispers, keep going, when my soul is integrating another lesson. Loving on my spirit has shown me that I have always been this powerful, but intentionally dating myself has illuminated it. I would have never reached this level of clarity about who I am or been able to tap into the energy of the divine partner I know I'm aligning with if I hadn't made the decision to fully love and date myself first. Devoting myself to me is what sharpened my intuition, softened my body, opened my heart, and showed me the difference between craving connection and being ready to receive one that's actually aligned. Choosing myself is what made me magnetic to the love that's meant for me. The deeper I fall in love with myself, the clearer it becomes that my self-love is the blueprint for the love I'm calling in. The more I choose me, the more obvious it is that my future partner is choosing me too, and is already tuned into my frequency, already connected, already inevitable. The way I hold myself now is exactly how love will hold me back, amplified and multiplied through the divine partner aligned with my energy, my energetic match. So no, I'm not interested in relearning lessons or having placeholders to kill time. That's why I've remained celibate and I'm happy about it. I haven't shared my body with anyone but myself. I haven't even had the urge. That's how I know I'm truly dating myself. My focus is on me and not on attention, not on flattery, not on ego boost from someone hitting on me. Those things are temporary. They don't contribute to what I'm building with myself. My phone is dry. My communication is dry. No dating apps, no situationships, no casual talking, no old cycles revisited. Nothing. Since ending things with my ex, I haven't entertained anybody. Not an ex, not a maybe, not a curiosity. That commitment alone tells me how deeply rooted I am in this journey because I can feel the person meant for me. I don't know who they are. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know their name, their face, or their entire story. But I know they know who I am, and I know our paths are already woven. It's part of the divine plan. And when the time comes, I'll welcome them. But until then, I will keep dating me. My legacy thread. Every time my heart broke, whether it came from family, lovers, friendships, betrayal, grief, or the versions of me that I outgrew, it was really life rerouting me back to myself, back to the woman I forgot I was, back to the truth that I was always meant to love myself first and most. Dating myself didn't begin with desire, it began with survival. It began with every wound that taught me how to rebuild. It began with every illusion that fell apart so I could choose me without apology. This chapter of my life is the proof that self-love isn't a trend, it's a reclamation. And the way I love myself now will echo into every version of me that comes next. A whisper for you. You were never meant to stay shattered. Every crack was a doorway. Every heartbreak was a breadcrumb leading you back to hold your heart in your own hands. And now that you're here, don't rush that shit. You're learning the rhythm of being enough for yourself. And someone divinely aligned will rise to meet you when it's time. For now, let love begin with you. Here are your journal prompts for this entry. Take your time and answer them honestly. Number 1. What thoughts or old beliefs am I choosing to detach from so I can create a new mental reality? Number 2. What does honoring my body look like in this season without comparison or pressure? Number 3. What version of my body did I love the least, and what would I say to her now? Number 4. What parts of my soul feel ancient, powerful, or familiar, and how do they guide me today? Number 5. In what ways has my spirit carried me, protected me, or rerouted me when I didn't know what to do? Number 6. What lesson did my last heartbreak or earliest heartbreak teach me about myself? Number 7. How is dating myself healing wounds that other people created? Number 8. What does devotion to myself look like on a daily basis? Number 9. What kind of partner aligns with the love I now know I deserve? Number 10. What versions of me will my divine partner get to witness, honor, and grow with? Thank you for witnessing this soul stream. Replay it or reread it whenever you need to come home to yourself. Until next time, stay soft, stay true, and keep streaming your soul your way. Love, Sim.